Probably
Yeah. All right, so Rich, just real quick, just let you know I'm recording. But eventually I want to like chop it up and put it together and just make like a video. But I figured we just
let's go.
Openly talk it, whatever.
Let's go. Let's get it done, bro.
Wait, we gotta get our viewer count up. That's what the tip said. Man, because I gotta get my chat room up. Let's see. There you go. We got 2 people watching. It's serious now. Serious now. We got it. I just don't know why it's not opening up properly. All right, man. Are you in the living room?
No, I'm in my office.
Do you have a beverage? You might need a beverage. You might get parched.
I got pizza coming, dog. Let's get this on.
All right, man. Calm down. All right.
No, I have cheese.
I haven't worked on my intro, but I'm just go for it.
Let's go.
All right, what's up, everyone? My name is Jay. Welcome to the podcast. It is called Business and Bullshit, where we talk about bullshit. I pretty much just joined an entrepreneurs club where we talk about our goals in life, talk about different investment opportunities, and pretty much just talk about how we can move forward in terms of small business. A little bit background about me: I do video and photography, mainly a marketing and sales field. I currently work for a Honda dealership. I sell cars ultimately at the end of the day. But I made this podcast because I actually wanted to help encourage my friends to turn their hobbies and what they do for fun into a career, possibly a small business, help them start and grow it. A lot of times people ask me for help, like, hey, how do I do this? How do I do that? And I give them information and they never do anything with it. So I figure the best thing to do is pretty much do it on my own, show them how easy it is, reach out to my friends and my family. For example, my boy Rich here, share their story, how they did it. Everyone has a different path. Everyone can learn from each other. And I pretty much just want to figure out how I got everything going. And I got my first comment: why can't I hear anything? Why is the sound not working?
Because Jay be just blowing this whole thing.
Hello, can you hear me? Hold on, real quick. Check your. Can you do it? Hold on, let me see if I can hear it over here.
Struggling, dog.
I know. Next time, don't take so long, bro.
Hey, let me just let me stop working and do everything. Why don't you just do this tomorrow morning? You can figure everything out by tomorrow morning.
Nah, don't act like that.
Don't act like that.
Stop acting like that. All right, you know what? I know what to do. I know what to do.
You have no fucking idea.
Oh, shit. That's not
it. You literally have like an hour already invested and got nothing done, nothing accomplished. You're still just as confused you were when you started.
See, this is why you're the first guest. All right, calm down. Because you love me and you'll be patient.
Telling me to calm down. Next time I see you, I'm gonna leg kick you, bro.
Nah, man, nah, calm down. Hi, Kel.
Hi, Kay.
That didn't stop it. What's the mystery? Zoom.
What? Don't say it, Rich.
Zoom's a fucking mystery. Hey, it ain't meant to be, bro. Stop trying to force it. Let's do it tomorrow.
Rich, stop it. It only takes like 15 minutes. Calm down. I promise you. Dad, don't believe that promise, but still, let's just do it without going live, and we'll just go from there. I'll just record that shit.
All right. You want to do it tonight? Can we do it tomorrow morning?
No, let's just do it right now. It's not going to take long. I only got like 5 questions. Calm down.
All right, let's do it. Let's go. Run that shit.
Well, now that it's not live, I guess I can take my time. All right.
You fucker, you post that shit on the Facebooks and shit.
Well, I wanted
to picture.
Hell yeah, I did. I told you.
No.
All right, hold on.
All right, we're back to this, huh?
All right, no, we good. No, we'll just go straight to it, man. I apologize for what happened in the previous half hour, 45 minutes.
Fucking God.
All right, man. I'll just go back to the intro real quick. So, as my first guest, I apologize. I wanted to go live, but Rich was being very difficult, and there's plenty of technical difficulties that we blame on him, but it's all good. We love him. I just want to introduce my good friend. He's a pro fighter, multi-belt, international champ. He's sexy as hell, and he owns a gym. Father, great friend, and many things to go on. Rich, please introduce yourself other than what I've already said.
Oh, thank you very much, Jay. Thanks for having me on your first show that you're trying to work out on the kinks in and just botched up everything, literally. But I'm honestly honored and I'm happy to be here. Jay kind of hit, I'm just a hardworking father of 6 kids, and I own a couple businesses. I'm a professional fighter, athlete, and I just always strive to be better and to do my best and to just keep exceeding in life in all aspects, whether it's business and fighting or being a father, any of that. So, yeah.
All right, cool. Stop being corny. Anyways, I just want to say real quick. So, I mean, on this podcast, on this show, I like to think that this is kind of like the anti-podcast or anti-business podcast, where there's a lot of guys out there that like to push that motivation and, all the executing and like acronym type business info tips. I mean, at the end of the day, if you don't got what it takes to run a business, you don't got what it takes. Like there's only so much you can do, so many videos you can watch, so many books you can read until you actually got to go out there and do it. So that's why for this series, I only want to interview people that have been there and done it. So that's why you're here.
That's good.
Feel me?
Let's get it, bro.
Right. So in that sense, I feel like a lot of people out there, when they're, whether it's training or fighting as a hobby, they think or like, oh, they see the shows, they see the fights, big names, all the money. I think people don't really realize how hard it is to become pro. Can you talk a little bit about learning the business of becoming a professional fighter? Like when you're the perspective of an amateur fighter kind of crossing over, whether it was like getting sponsored, how to get noticed, how to sign with a major organization?
Yeah. So that's the first thing when you said all the money. That's an illusion. When it comes to like kickboxing and shit, or Muay Thai, even more especially, there's not much money in it. Honestly, I make most of my money off cemetery lettering. It's my other business. I am a tombstone engraver. Been doing that since I was pretty much 12 years old, and now I do it. For my whole adult. That's where I make most of my money. It allows me also to have the freedom to take the time off to train, and to being a professional has always been a very serious hobby of mine. I'm very passionate. I'm very competitive. I like to be physical. I like to hit people, and I like to get hit. So it just kind of all works out. And through actually the training and even being an amateur, even when I was an amateur, I would travel all over and I would pay my own expenses. A lot of these kids these days with their bullshit GoFundMe accounts and this and that lazy ass. I know you all know who I'm talking about. You think I'm talking about you? I am talking about you, lazy ass motherfuckers. Listen, I got my ass up. I went to work every day at 6 a.m. All right, I got up in the morning at 4:30, 4 a.m. and I trained, and then I went to work all day. Then I got home and I trained again. That's what I did. I saved my own money, and I was blessed enough, to be able to travel. And I didn't ask for handouts. I just worked my ass off. So that's what I did. And as an amateur, I had to travel. I had to put myself out there. I had to pay for all my own expenses. I had to pay for my trips, and eventually that helped build the name for me. Obviously, being talented as well helps. Also, I never liked to do social media. I never was big on it because, and this shit is just kind of, fighters fight and this and that. And I'm really not too big on the internet. But as I realized more and more that, being, having a social media presence helps with sponsorships, helps with these bigger promotions getting tied in with them because they want to know how many people follow you. They want to know how many people are going to tune in. They want to know if you're an interesting person and if you have a good story. So that was all part of my descent into my pro to help me get these bigger fights. And I didn't even start my own accounts originally. All my friends did actually, because they insisted that this would help me. And I was like, yes, fine. I just don't want nothing to do with it. Now I run my own stuff now, but and then I finally went pro. I went to Thailand. I bought my own tickets, stuff like that. Flew out there, put myself in some crazy situations in Africa, Russia, Thailand, fighting all over the world, training all over the world. And I started building my name for myself as just, hey, man, there's this crazy dude that just don't care, that will go out there and he'll scrap. And I performed well and I was winning. So that helped me get noticed by some of the bigger, like Glory Kickboxing and stuff like that, which helped me get signed. And like I said, the money's not incredibly there. Maybe if I was a single dude that lived in a studio apartment, this and that, sure. But even like the champions, maybe the champions make 100 G's a year. Like I got 6 kids. Like my family likes nice things. I can't live off 100 G's a year. Like that's not going to work for me. So yeah, I still do that. And then obviously I opened a gym as well. And man, I just keep hustling, right? You just always try to be better than you were yesterday. And always, like martial arts, always want to try to improve, always want to try to be better at the technique. You can never be perfect at it, but you can always get a little bit better every day. And that's kind of the philosophy I take with my life and business.
Awesome. So real quick, I know you touched on it a little bit. Can you talk about, like, I'm not sure if you had a manager or how early you had someone like negotiating your contracts? I remember being with you when you're in negotiation talks with several different organizations. Can you talk a little bit about that and how to like bet on yourself when it comes to getting signed and how to get the right contract?
So the one thing that like I was raised with that I don't think most people were is like I was raised with a dad that was a military man that taught me how to speak to people and that beat my ass, when I wasn't acting properly, which I think helped tremendously. I think a lot of kids these days, think their parents need to whoop their ass and, teach them some manners and learning how to talk to people with respect. And that's where my dad taught me that. So I would honestly manage myself. I'd reach out. I see people all the time crying online. Oh, I can't find fights, blah, 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 blah. Like, first of all, write a professional email. Stop being a little bitch. Send out this email. Send out these messages to these promoters, just asking for a chance, an opportunity to show yourself. And if you do it professional enough, and if you keep doing it, people will respond, and people will. I always thank people just for their time, just for the opportunity to speak to them. And they like that about me, right? So they started giving me more and more opportunities, taking myself to Thailand, put myself out there fighting, in Thailand, that helped build the name for myself. You can always find a fight. The saying, you could do, if your mind is set and that's what you really want to do, that's what's in your heart, you're going to go do it. If not, you're going to make excuses. So I never had a manager. I've had people that advise me. I had people that I talk with, but I was always able to deal with my own contracts and kind of like what I want. And, don't be afraid to reach out and ask people questions, right? Don't be afraid to reach out. Like, hey man, I'm just kind of curious. Like, I'm not trying to ask what you make, but this is kind of what I'm getting offered. Like, if you think this is fair for me, this is not, everyone's got to start somewhere, right? Like, so I think my first fight, I got like, for Glory, I think I got like $1,000 or $2, not much. But you got to start somewhere. And, when I first fought, I was like, listen, I want the contract. Like, go out there and smoke this dude and we'll give you a contract. So I literally this guy was a multi-time world champion, had more fights than me, high level pro. Polish dude, and I went out there and I beat the brakes out of him, and I put on a performance. I went out there and I put on a show and I earned that contract. And I've been signed with them for my 3rd contract I've signed with them. And man, I haven't fought in like a little over a year, but it's still an achievement. It's still making it to that stage and stuff like that. So yeah.
Before I move on to the next topic, one person asked me this before, like, for someone that doesn't have like a mentor or coach, like, how do you go about, besides like the emails and stuff, like, how do you go about like reaching out to your coach or like fellow fighters, like, hey, can you sponsor me, or look for brand deals and stuff? Like, I'm not sure how active you were on that aspect. Or
so sponsorship wise, honestly, man, it's I see these guys, man. They're fucking. I'm just gonna put everyone on blast. I see these guys all the time. And I got sponsorships open. Hit me up if you're interested. Like, bro, are you serious? Are you just like putting a blanket email out there or a blanket post? Like, fuck out of here. Like, it's professionalism, right? Like when people sponsor a fighter, they're not sponsoring you because they think they're going to get this massive advertisement or this massive influx of income. Their sponsorship is solely based on you. They're investing in you because they believe that you're doing something that's, beyond normal in your life, and they're betting on you and they want to make a commitment to you. Plus they can write it off on their taxes. So, that's the whole thing. Like I made friends with good people, obviously just being a stand-up dude, a hardworking dude. And not being like, I'm not a shy person. I say what's on my mind. But I'm also considerate to people. I go out of my way. I do help people and I extend that, and people notice that. And, as I make people, a lot of times when I was getting sponsorships or I get sponsorships, I don't ask people, they ask me, so I don't, if your goal is like, I need sponsorships. Like, yeah, that's a terrible look. Your goal should be is to do your social media, do your marketing, right? Fight, perform well, train every day, be disciplined, and be a good person. You be a good person, you put in the hard work, good things come to good people, right? And not worry about the rest of the shit because it will come in time.
I like that. I think a lot of people forget the in time type of thing.
Everyone wants
everyone's
everything
mentality.
now. This is
Yeah, right now, right?
The me generation. I want generation.
Yeah.
Let's just stop this.
That's like the hardest thing to see. Like when you see like someone that's really talented but they just give up too soon.
Yeah. Well, I know plenty of people that, man, if I tell you, like my stepson, he's 16 years old. The kid has got, man, the potential to be a world champion. Unbelievable. And I call him a bum all the time, and he just doesn't, he trains. I mean, it's like 3-4 days a week, probably like your average person. But man, like knowing what I know now, if you would just train twice a day and give it all you got, 4 hours a day. I don't care if you got a job. I don't care what time you got to get up. You got a family. I manage to do it with businesses. And like a lot of people have nothing going on, school or little job, or live with their home, whatever. If you would just invest in yourself for 5 to 7 years, man, the reward, one day you'd wake up and you'd be like, holy shit, I am the man. Like that amount of work would stack up so high. You would be just completely blown away by what you could accomplish if you really dedicate yourself for not a month, not 2 months, not a year, not 2 years, like 5 to 7. I'm telling you, the monster you would become would just be unbelievable. But it takes time to learn this shit, I guess.
That's perfect you say that, because it actually leads to my next question. Now, if I don't recall correctly, I believe that you actually fell in love with Muay Thai a little late in your life.
Well,
so for some people, like honestly, they don't realize how much they love something until later on in life, whether it's like something like this or like an event happened or you just stumbled upon a different hobby. So I mean, that's one of the things, right?
Yeah, I was 23 years old when I fell in love with this sport. I always loved to fight. I was always a scrapper, and man, at 23 I started, and it was a big eye opening, for me, and I just loved it, man. The competitiveness, everything about it. I never expected to make any money or really make anything. The goal was just to have like 2 fights at the time or something. But man, I just kept carrying on, man, and the passion, the amount of hard work and dedication it took. And you can't buy this. This is the one thing. Like I got guys that want to do privates with me, spend $150 an hour and shit like that. And yeah, I give them fantastic advice and I give them little tips and tricks and shit like that. But there's no shortcut around doing a million kicks. There's no shortcut around throwing a million punches. There's no shortcut to the amount of time that you have to put in. You can't buy this skill. It's completely earned through blood, sweat, and tears. That's it. There's no other way around it. And that's one thing I love. The purity is because it really does matter the time you put in.
Perfect. Well, I will say just a quick segue to my next topic. Let's say, like, just jumping forward to your gym itself. I know from the business side, most experts would agree that the number one reason most gyms fail or fitness clubs fail is because poor market research. And you may have not thought of it as market research, but you've trained at how many different gyms under how many different coaches. Can you talk a little bit about how important it was to kind of see the world, see the different operations, see different gyms, see how they work, and kind of grab bits and pieces and bring it to your gym and say, oh shit, you know, I can do this. This is how the gym should be done.
Yeah. Well, you know, I've looked at a lot of gyms and stuff like that, but to be honest with you, man, even when I did it, man, I never really cared too much about what other gyms do. Man, there's something, stay in your lane and worry about your own shit. You know what I'm saying? There's a lot to say about that. Yeah, you want to look, there's some good ideas and stuff like that, but you don't want to be overconsumed. You want to do your thing. And I have I know what I like to learn and how I like to learn. And I know how to keep it fun. You know, like these schools that, you know, like the basic karate or taekwondo or throw the same combination. That's not fun to me. Like my mind likes to wander. It likes to be creative. And that is what I think is what's so much fun about martial arts is, you know, things are so different, right? The situations are always evolving, always changing. There's always different styles for different people, and you can always mix it up and change. So like, I really didn't focus on too many of other gyms. You know, when it comes to my like branding, obviously we branded Muay Thai. It was for my first son, Maximus, that passed away at 5 days old, and I wanted to carry on his name, his legacy. So I started, you know, I wanted to keep that name. So we named it Maximus Muay Thai, and everything I did from that point on was Maximus. So that's just a way that we kept his name going. Obviously, and it really helped push me and move me too, because I knew being at a low level or not reaching a high peak wouldn't really help push his name out there. So it really lit a fire under my ass too. And then fighting wise, we were doing, you know, I really feel like I reached out there. I made it to a high level. This story got out about him. And then after, like, okay, I was like, what do we do now? I mean, yeah, keep fighting, keep doing this, but got an opportunity to open the gym. So I was like, all right, yeah, I should open the gym, and people will come because, man, when it comes around here, like no one can compete with my credentials as a striker and what I've been able to accomplish. So we opened the gym. We figured people would just come. Well, that didn't happen, you know. Unfortunately, it did not. And I didn't have like a big clientele base or anything like that starting up, which is kind of backwards. I know a lot of people normally do that, but you know, I learned and I realized, man, okay, you gotta hustle, bro. So we started hustling with the marketing. We started hustling, and we really put our clients first. You know, you really got to go the extra mile. And I would always tell even the instructors now, the smaller the class is, the better it is. There's not that many people in class. That's fine. They're going to get even a better experience right now. We're going to hold pads for them. We're going to do this. We're going to go the extra mile. So when they get home, they're like, holy shit, there wasn't that many people there, but this was amazing. And literally we kept that motto up, and it just continued to grow. You know, you continue to hit the marketing, which obviously Instagram, Facebook, social media is a huge factor in it. It doesn't, I mean, if you look at some of these gyms, you know, like these title boxing, these 9 rounds, UFC, they're, you know, whatever. Most of them are garbage. Okay. They're garbage. They're, I'm not going to lie. They are terrible, right? They don't even teach you really good stuff. I mean, you got some guy that maybe had a fight or two, and it's like, you know, maybe he never even fought, and he's in there teaching you. He don't have a fucking clue, but the person that's come there don't have a clue either. So it's perfect. They're like, oh, that guy must know what he's talking about. Nah, he doesn't have a clue either. But hey, their marketing, right? It's their marketing. Their marketing is what sells it. And a lot of people don't have a clue, you know, but that's one thing too, that we have to take a lot of pride in, as we do. Like all of our instructors, everyone there is a fighter, and they've been under me, you know, like we have a vast, knowledge of the sport because we've been doing it for so long, and all the shit is proven, right? We've been in the ring. We've tested out our theory of fighting, because everyone has a theory. Sweetheart, can you give me a phone charger, please? I call it a theory, right? Like my theory of fighting. Obviously, my theory, I feel like, has worked for me and my guys as well, because we're getting results. We're winning titles. We're winning belts, right? We're winning fights. And that's why I believe it's working. So, when it comes to, you just got to market, you got to be consistent. And that's the whole thing, because at the end of the day, you could be, I know a couple guys that don't know shit, and bro, they act like they do, and they do a great job. And people that go see them, they visit. I'm like thinking in my mind, like, I just scratched my head. I'm like, this guy couldn't fight his way out of a paper bag, a wet paper bag. Ugh. But hey, whatever. God bless him, right?
Perfect. That's exactly what I was thinking when you said it. Like, there's so many people I could think about, but I don't want to call them out. But it's just funny, right? But you touched on a little bit. I mean, one thing I love about you is that you like genuinely care about not only your team but your community. I know, after high school we haven't seen each other in a while. We actually reconnected, and you were actually the main motivation force for me actually jumping into photo and video as a career. Like, I actually worked in therapy, and then you're like, yo man, I see you got a camera, film me do some shit. Yeah. Like, all right, whatever. Can you talk a little bit more about like why community is so important when starting a brand or starting a community, and like what exactly you look for? Because now that you're a little bit bigger, you can be a little bit more picky with who fights under your banner, what you're looking for, and then touch a little bit about the Maximus style that that you famously promote. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. So, well, with the whole community thing, man, like everything that we do in this life has to have some purpose, some meaning. I mean, I don't really think about being the community. Like, like what I do, like I would genuinely want to help people. I genuinely want to make people better. Like, I don't do what I do, just to make money. I mean, yeah, of course, money is a benefit, but I actually want to make an impact. I want to show people that how Maximus, even though he was only here for 5 days, it has made such an impact on this world, to make it better, to leave it better. I think we all have jobs as humans to do that, to contribute back to this world, to contribute back to our communities and our societies, by being genuine and being good people. So that's just where I come off, like when it comes to like the gym and genuinely caring and wanting people. There's a lot of people suffer through a lot of stuff, depression, anxiety. I go through all that shit. I'm just good at controlling it. People, oh man, you don't have these problems like I do. My head problems, like you don't even know what's going on in my head. If you knew what's going on in my head, you would lock me up in a mental institution. I guarantee it. But I've got good at controlling my demons, and I use my demons to work in my benefit. That's the thing. I'm no different. I was just as depressed and crazy as the craziest person out there. I just learned to control them, and I learned how to use them to my advantage. And that's the whole thing. And then obviously I know martial arts is a great way to get, help people work through that stuff, because it helped me out a lot. You push through these hard times, these hard rounds. You learn you can push through anything in life. So that was the one thing I like doing, and I enjoy doing, and so do all of us, is helping people find their greatness, which is actually our slogan, because we really do believe in it. So, and what was the other thing you wanted to know about?
Now that you're a little bit bigger, you can kind of pick and choose who he fights under your banner. I know most of the people that fought under your banner, I know them personally, like a little ragtag group of rascals.
Yeah, we are. I tell everyone, like,
what is it about them that you just love so much? Because I feel like you just pick out the most delinquent people and you just like turn them into fighters.
We get all the stray dogs. Like I swear, man, those are all my kids. Those are all my other kids. They're all stray dogs, every one of them. I love them all too. And you know what though? At the end of the day, they are good people. They have good hearts. They're lost, right? They're misguided. And our fight team is really rough. And I tell everyone this, like, there are so many other gyms to go fight for. I don't try to sell you on our fight team even for 1 second, because if it's not in your heart of hearts to be there, then you're not going to be there, because it is a rough program. And it weans out the people that don't want to be there, the weak. the people that can't hang. So that's the thing I like about it. And every one of us, yeah, we're all crazy. We're all rough. But, they genuinely have good hearts, and I help push them towards that good heart. We don't allow the gangsters. We don't allow the thugs. We get those people out of there right away. I don't have time for that. I was like that when I was younger, and that's not what I'm about anymore. So we have strict rules with our fight team. We have very hard training, very demanding regiments that must be met. If you do not meet them, I will pull you from your fight or kick you off the team. So that's the whole thing. It's about, and also I tell everyone, you're representing my son when you go out there. Do not disrespect me. Do not disrespect him. It is that important. We can lose, right? Someone's going to win, someone's going to lose. But how do you lose, right? Matters. How you handle yourself. Showed up in practice every day, gave everything you got, did the best you could, busted your ass, listened to your coach. Hey, sometimes you just run across someone that's better than us. That's part of life.
That's perfect what you said, mainly because I think that type of approach is very important when it comes to like entrepreneurship, testing out your business and elements like that. I mean, I think that's why you got to have a fighter's mentality when it comes to, your passion. So you got to keep fighting for it at the end of the day. But one last question before I let you go, because I know I kept you a little bit longer because you were all late and stuff. But especially now with everything going on, we live obviously in a crazy time with the current events have greatly affected small business, especially gyms, fitness clubs. Can you talk a little bit about how important it is to be positive, flexible, and always be evolving your brand, your business, and more importantly, like transitioning, expanding your gym? I know you're expanding into MMA, and I think you gained weight because you want to be a sumo wrestler or something like that. Something like that.
Yeah. So the year 2020, the year of the pandemic, the year of the bullshit, it's honestly this term. I love this term. It's pivot. It's the year of the pivot, man. People always try to back you in. They're always trying to shut your business down, do that. The government's trying to tell you what to do now, which is just crazy and completely un-American, unconstitutional. But it's the year of the pivot. Every time they try to back me in, I pivot. I move a different way, right? They're not going to stop my growth. That's why my knees hurt so bad. It's because I'm pivoting every time I fucking turn around. It's just been rough. But you have to try to maintain positive, but you always got to understand there's always ways. If there's a will in the way, if there's a will, there's a way. You got to figure it out. This year has been incredibly tough because we saw in Illinois, we have dictators that like to try and tell us how to run our business, and don't allow us to run our business, which is just absolutely crazy. At first it got me down, and I was ready to go, just go crazy and do something crazy, but I didn't. I said, we got to pivot here. We got to figure it out. And, I sat down with my wife. We talked about it, and we started figuring it out. And, we're obviously very blessed with our members. That's one other thing is like when you're a good person and you help good people and you attract good people, those good people, they recognize what you do and they will stand by you. And that's something that I'm very proud of, that our members, because they stood by us, they helped us out tremendously. And I am forever indebted, and I love our members so much. I'd do anything for them. I give them my time, my energy, my knowledge, everything we possibly can. And that was the whole thing. We kept pivoting, right? We kept the Zoom workouts, doing this, doing that, open up the gym where we can, like just trying so hard. And we kept putting that energy. And then after things kind of opened up a little bit, we kept putting that energy back in it, and the business kept growing. Right. And that was the whole thing. So I know it's like sometimes I might let up a little bit. It would like kind of slow down. I'm like, no. You can't let up. You got to keep your foot on the gas. You got to keep pressing with the marketing, with the media, being at the presence, being around the gym, keeping people happy. Even the simple conversation of going up to your members or just being there. Hey, remembering their name, ask them how their day was, can make a world of difference. Sometimes people need a shoulder to cry on. right? You have to, I'm good at reading people. You have to be that shoulder, right? You don't have to be that. I shouldn't say you don't have to be that shoulder. I want to be that shoulder because I do want to help people. And then that's everyone there. I do want them to see them be better. I would love to see them get a promotion. I would love to see them lose 20, 30 pounds. I would love to see them start getting up in the morning and just make their life a little better because of hard work. And that's why. So, I kept pressing this and that. We expanded the gym even more. We're keeping it going. And now all of a sudden the dictators are back and they're like, oh yeah, you got to close down your business again because the virus, Okay. All right. It's just very upsetting to me, but I'm going to keep pressing on. I'm going to keep pivoting. I'm going to keep working my ass off. I'm not going to let these dictators dictate my life, and I'm going to keep doing what I do. And we're going to keep the good people around us, and we're going to keep working hard. And God willing, we're going to keep growing. We're going to keep surviving.
That's why I love you, bro, man. Always come with that fire, bro. Always got that heat. Always got that heat, dog. All right, man. I just want to say thank you. I mean, I don't want to take up too much time. I know I'm cutting into family time and relaxing time. I just want to say appreciate you, and I'm sorry that the live didn't work out because I know we got like 7 viewers for sure. 7 viewers that tuned in for like no sound. But hey, man, I miss you, love you,
miss you too,
wish
brother.
you all the
Love
best,
you too, man.
and call me up, man. I still got so many ideas for you that I'm still waiting for you to do, man.
I'm a little busy over here, bro.
Nah, man. Come on, look at this. You just sitting eating pizza in the living room, man.
I'm
You ain't
trying to
busy.
eat some pizza. I'm trying, but I'm doing this interview with you right now. I'm waiting. My pizza's getting cold over here.
All right, man. Calm down, dog.
I owe you a leg kick, by the way. Too.
Nah. We don't do that. All right, man. I'll let you go, man. Appreciate you, dog.
Right, love you, dog.
Love you, man.
Later, bro.
Later. I don't know how to exit this.
I'm hanging up.
All right, go hang up. I'll figure it out.